Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us today, where we'll be diving into CreatorIQ's recently produced report, Guide to Influencer Marketing Strategy. My name is Rebecca Ezrin, coming to you live from the content marketing team here at CreatorIQ, where we have the pleasure of telling stories and educating the market based on the extensive data that CreatorIQ has at its fingertips. We're really excited to be launching our new webinar series today, which will occur every few weeks and will highlight recently produced reports to give you all tips and tricks in the world of influencer marketing. For those of you who are not familiar with CreatorIQ, we are the market-leading software platform that powers influencer marketing and brand advocacy for major enterprises. CreatorIQ offers an end-to-end platform that helps users grow, manage, and scale the most successful and authentic influencer marketing programs. And for some more background, last year, CreatorIQ was excited to announce the acquisition of influencer marketing analytics company Tribe Dynamics. So together, the combined platforms offer a suite of the most comprehensive tools and services for customers. So as we hop into this, again, please feel free to use the Q&A feature on Zoom to ask any burning questions, and we'll get to that later. So why, you may ask, is educating yourselves on influencer marketing so important in this day and age? Well, as the social media landscape and society more broadly continue to evolve, influencer marketing is only playing a more integral role in how brands reach and inspire consumers. It's not a fad or a buzzword. The creator economy is here to stay, and any brand that doesn't invest in a robust influencer marketing program risks being outpaced by competitors. In case you needed some more convincing, I want to share a few key stats on the market. So according to trade publication Influencer Marketing Hub, the total creator market size is predicted to be about $100 billion. Influencer marketing is becoming a major marketing strategy, with 93% of marketers surveyed having used influencer marketing before. Consumers actually prefer influencer-generated content over brand-produced content. In one survey by Influencer Marketing Hub, 60% of marketers shared that influencer-generated content performs better and drives more engagement compared to branded posts. In a CreatorIQ conducted survey consisting of 150 brands and 200 creators, a notable 66% of brands reported spending more on creator marketing in the past year, while 52% noted that their creator marketing teams have expanded. In fact, 48% of respondents reported investing over $100,000 annually on creator marketing, while 10% spent over $1 million. We can expect those figures to continue to grow. So let's also not forget the impact that the pandemic has, of course, had in online and influencer marketing. According to trade publication Martech Series, influencers have needed to double down on their content strategy amid the pandemic, focusing on areas that their audiences care more about, like health and wellness. Millions of consumers joined the e-commerce market worldwide, giving brands and influencers new post-pandemic opportunities. In fact, according to McKinsey, 92% of consumers who tried online shopping in 2019 became converts. These are just some of the many ways in which the pandemic has shifted creator and consumer behavior. So now that you understand the impact and trajectory of this very popular area of marketing, let's run over some discussion points for today's webinar. We're going to start off by discussing community groups, including why these different groups exist and how you can segment to customize your outreach strategies. Next, we'll discuss the importance of monitoring posting activity and how this can be used as a tool to drive sustainable growth amongst your community. And lastly, we'll run over some tips and tricks for finding the best fit influencers for you to help build an on-brand community. So first and foremost, how do we quantify data to determine the success of influencer campaigns? Earned media value, or EMV for short, is one of CreatorIQ's proprietary metrics for quantifying the estimated value of consumer engagement with digital earned media. In simple terms, our holistic approach to measurement assigns a unique value to a piece of content based on the platform it was published on and engagement received from followers and consumers. The value is then attributed to the brands mentioned within the post. EMV is also an important metric to help benchmark brands within the competitive landscape. Now, of course, collaboration, as with any marketing campaign, is absolutely crucial to the success of any influencer campaign. As competition for content creators' endorsements grow fiercer, brands must take a thoughtful and strategic approach to managing their communities of creators. It's more important than ever for brands to foster collaborative, sustained relationships with passionate fans. And of course, fostering a loyal fan base is no easy task. So on that note, before you can collaborate with your community, you must first understand them to optimize and strategize your outreach. Social media does not sleep, and neither should your influencer strategy. But as many of you know, managing and nurturing several unique relationships at once can be quite the challenge. Nonetheless, it's absolutely pivotal to the success of your influencer strategy. So to streamline your outreach, we recommend breaking down your community into a few different groups. These groups are potential fans, new fans, lost fans, and retained fans. Potential fans have not posted about you in the past 6 months, but are likely to appreciate your offerings. They may be entirely unaware of or have completely forgotten about your brand. So it will require more work to welcome them into your community. Your goal with this group should be a warm introduction to your brand, a first date, if you will, that grabs their interest and turns them into a new fan. New fans have posted about you in the past 3 months, but not the 3 months prior to that. They may have recently discovered or rediscovered your brand. From here, it's your job to put in the time and energy to foster deeper relationships and convert them to retained fans. You will likely have a group of influencers who created content a few months back, but have not posted about you recently. These are your lost fans. Your goal with this group should, of course, be reigniting that spark. Remind the influencer why they were interested in the first place and bring them back into your community of new fans. And lastly, and perhaps most importantly, retained fans are influencers that have posted about your brand consistently over the past 6 months. This is your community of content creators whose enthusiasm is undeniable. They vibe with your brand and are usually the most excited for your brand's successes. Relationships with this group take a lot of TLC, but this is core to your influencer marketing success. Creators want to work with brands that engage with them authentically. Likewise, they want to work with brands that will excite their audience. According to a survey by CrowdTap, 44% of influencers said that they are most motivated to work with a brand when the opportunity is relevant to their audience. But of course, these motivations differ for different creators. In order for brands to build these relationships and understand their community of creators, they must segment these communities into groups based on each influencer's existing relationship to the brand. In doing this, you can develop targeted activations for each community group. Additionally, you can leverage data such as how frequently creators mention you and how much EMV they generate to gauge the effectiveness of your strategies and adapt them accordingly. It's worth calling out that because retained fans drive the most long-term value, brands should actually invest the majority of their resources in sustaining these relationships rather than exclusively targeting new fans and potential fans. As you continue to engage content creators, you'll realize that these categories are dynamic. In some sense, influencers can be thought of similarly to leads in a marketing funnel who need to be nurtured from initial interest to passion. Successful influencer marketers consistently work to convert one group of fans to the next group further down the funnel. You can utilize CreatorIQ and Tribe Dynamics Ambassador Groups tool to understand the makeup of your community and then make strategic decisions based off that. Additionally, with the CRM tool, users are able to access the data in a single dashboard, get social data insights, access collaboration tools, and create lasting partnerships. Momentum matters. By nurturing your influencer relationships, you'll increase the frequency of earned content. You can help track this progress and keep a pulse on the consistency of creators' content by paying attention to their posting activity or how many times a creator mentions your brand in a given month. By consistently monitoring and responding to the posting activity of your influencers, you can ensure that content creators become and stay retained fans of your brand. If an influencer hasn't posted in a while or is posting less frequently than they used to, reach out. Timely outreach to at-risk fans may give them the bump they need to re-engage with your brand. And likewise, if an influencer is posting more than they usually do, make the most of this moment and acknowledge these trending influencers to continue the enthusiasm. So now let's discuss some best practices for how you can increase the creator's posting activity. Firstly, consistent outreach inspires consistent posting. Rather than focusing on one-off marketing campaigns, keep influencers engaged with initiatives that drive long-term community growth. Recognize content creators as people, not just business entities. Thoughtful, personal gestures like celebrating birthdays and career milestones can help foster passionate, multidimensional relationships. And lastly, prioritize creators' professional objectives. Like brands, creators are eager to grow their fan communities. By furnishing content creators with career development opportunities, from simply reposting content to collaborating on a new product, brands can ensure that relationships are collaborative and mutually beneficial, forging a lasting partnership. So how can you find the best creators for your brand? Of course, it's easier to build sustained relationships with influencers who are aligned with your brand's mission and messaging. While many marketers choose to work with creators based on follower count or aesthetic, it's essential to ensure that your brand resonates with their audience. It's also important to prioritize creators whose content drives strong engagement rates from their following. The more invested an influencer's audience, the more attention they'll pay to your brand. The best way to understand just how passionate a content creator's following really are is by determining that influencer's engagement rate. Content creators with both high engagement rates and strong fit offer your brand the best opportunity to meaningfully connect with consumers. According to Influencer Marketing Hub, 32% of brands measure the success of their influencer campaign based on engagement rates. So CreatorIQ offers a range of solutions to help customers find the best fit creators for their brand. With the search and discovery product, customers can discover the right creators by using search and filter practices. And specifically with the creator comparisons and recommendations feature, users can compare the performance of creators and also receive automated recommendations of creators that are a strong brand fit. So here are some best practices for building an on-brand community. Always keep an open mind. Look below the surface to find community members with a genuine enthusiasm for your brand. It's important that you grant influencers creative control. This is their platform, so allow and encourage them to be their authentic selves. I actually want to emphasize the importance of this with some key stats. According to the Drum, 83% of influencers regard creative control as their first priority in a brand partnership. Allowing influencers more creative control over their content boosts the validity of their posts by making it more authentic. And according to CrowdTap study, 77% of influencers said that there's a good chance they'll partner with a brand more than once if they get creative freedom. So next, in how to build an on-brand community, Creators who are genuinely excited about your brand often remain the most loyal to your brand. Prioritize those who've already posted about you and who regularly post about similar brands. Through CreatorIQ's search and discovery product, customers can ensure strong partnerships by using customer data to find creators who already have a history about posting their brand. And likewise, through the Discover feed and search feature, you can identify influencers you might not actually be aware of, but who might already be talking about your brand. So now that we've went over all of that, let's summarize some key takeaways from today's session. Always remember that creators are at different stages in their relationships to your brand. So as with any strategic marketing campaign, it's essential that you streamline your outreach by creating targeted plans. Relationship retention is the best indicator of long-term success and loyalty. Always work on building and nurturing your relationships with community members. Lastly, your most impactful advocates are genuinely aligned with your brand and have an engaged group of followers. Work with content creators whose audience members are equally excited about your brand. Thank you all for tuning into today's webinar. We'll dive into Q&A here in 1 second, but outside of that, for further information or to get started with CreatorIQ's suite of products, please go ahead and make your way to CreatorIQ.com to schedule a call with one of our platform specialists who will give you an in-depth, personalized tour of our platform and will provide recommendations on which features to help you achieve your influencer marketing goals. Also, for your reference, you can download our guide to influencer marketing strategy also on our website under the resources tab. And lastly, please mark your calendars and plan to tune into our next content webinar with the wonderful Kimmy Hurtado, also on the content marketing team. This will be on June 2nd, and she'll be discussing how to build an influencer community. So this will get even more in depth in how brands can find the right creators to work with them. All right, so let's hop into some Q&A here. Okay, let's see here. All right, what are some reasons why your brand may have lost fans? Really great question. So to reiterate, a lost fan is someone who may have posted about your brand a few months back, but has since stopped talking about your brand. And there could be a lot of reasons why a community member has changed directions over time. They may have simply discovered another product they've been recently excited about, or they wanted to shake things up a bit. But as mentioned, your goal with these guys is to rekindle them and reconvert them to new fans. And so you can do this through several different ways, depending on your personal relationship with them. Feel free to reach out and tell them you miss them and would love to work on a mutually beneficial collaboration. Be sure to compliment their recently produced content so they know you're rooting for them. And go ahead and offer an in-person meeting with them, like a dinner, or if there's an event you're hosting, you can offer them a presence there. And some other tips include, as mentioned, wishing them a happy birthday, celebrating their career success, and feel free to get creative with how you nurture that relationship. But as always, authenticity is key. So be sure to be genuine with them. Let's see. What if a creator has the right audience, but their personal brand doesn't align with yours? Another really great question. So as we touched up a bit, the majority of brands tend to focus on brand alignment and aesthetic, which is definitely important, but it's even more important to be open-minded and think outside the box in your partnerships. So if their audience is the right fit for your brand, and if the creator has strong engagement rates, this is the most important aspect here, and it's definitely gonna be worth trying out a campaign together. So while it might be hard to fully grant the creator creative control in this case, it's still really important in having a healthy and successful relationship with the creator. So also, this ensures authenticity in their content, which again is key. So overall, our recommendation here is to give it a try regardless. You could be very surprised by the outcomes here. Let's see. What are some benefits of working with a nano influencer? I love this question. So as a reminder, a nano influencer has less than 10,000 followers. These are super popular right now and actually make up the majority of influencers and creators out there. The reason that they're super popular is because their audience is highly targeted. They have a more intimate relationship with them. And a lot of these nano influencers look and feel just like your normal everyday people, which their audiences really like. So because of those high engagement rates, they are allowing more conversions for their brand partners. So another benefit of working with these guys is that they also have great content at a lower cost. You can actually find more information on nano influencers and the impact that nano and micro influencers are having through our blog posts. Specifically, benefits of working with nano influencers is a really good recent resource there. Let's see. What are some of the most important KPIs to look at when evaluating the success of your marketing campaign? Again, it depends on the specific goals and objectives for that campaign, but engagement is going to be absolutely huge because as creators and influencers, main goal is essentially to engage with their community and their audience. That's how the excitement for your brand is going to be most generated and measured. Awesome. Well, that covers the Q&A portion. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Thank you for, again, the excitement in the chat portion. This webinar will be available on demand. We'll be putting it out on LinkedIn. So feel free to share it across your networks. And again, don't forget to tune in to our next webinar on June 2nd. Thank you so much. Have a good day, everybody.